Enchanted Christmas kind of breaks the mold in terms of protagonists because usually the single mother characters are the best mothers you could ever imagine. But I got really annoyed when Laura, our protagonist played by Alexa PenaVega, projected her own insecurities and doubts onto her daughter, and I just wanted to shake her and tell her that she absolutely has to stop this because it's bad parenting to prevent your daughter from being happy just because of things that happened in your own past. That's completely secondary to what the film is actually about, but that is something that really stuck in my head and made me really not like Laura as a protagonist. The rest of the film as well had its moments, but I felt like it just was lacking in something, which is unusual because Hallmark Christmas films are generally a delight to watch. But when you don't like the protagonist, it can be quite hard to get on board with the story. This was released in 2017, directed by Terry Cunningham, written by Rick Garman and Catherine Fridey. As I said, Alexa PenaVega plays Laura. We also have Carlos PenaVega as Ricardo, who I will talk about soon. But we also have Jaynee-Lynne Kinchen, who plays Nikki, Laura's daughter. I really liked her. I thought she had a great enthusiasm and a fantastic personality, and I loved watching her interact with Manuel, her grandfather, played by Rene Rivera, and I just thought that was beautiful and almost the exact opposite kind of relationship she has with her mother, who, as I said, projects her own misgivings and poor judgments onto her daughter, and that prevents her daughter from doing things that would make her happy. Not completely. Obviously, there are elements of self-discovery and self-awareness. Laura is not completely void of that, but I just thought that she was doing some really bad parenting, and which is completely against the mold of a Hallmark film, and that really annoyed me. The meat of the narrative, though. I'll read the description from IMDb. Young widow Laura was a remarkable dancer. As a project manager, she is tasked with renovating a lodge in her hometown and have it ready by Christmas Eve. She is stunned. It's the lodge where she and her former love performed. Her former love is, of course, Ricardo, and she doesn't know he's going to be there. They bump into each other, that old spark ignites, but there's a lot of animosity surrounding how their partnership ended. Will they, won't they be back together by the end of it? Are they destined for true love? Because of a lot of that negativity surrounding her past and the dancing and the way that kind of ended, when her daughter asks if she can take part in the children's dance, Laura is like straight away, no, you can't do that. And I just got, it happens quite a few times, and I just got so frustrated and wanted to shake this character and tell her to wake up and to stop her daughter from missing out on fantastic opportunities just because she's stubborn and stuck on the past. And maybe that's petty of me, but it really did hamper my enjoyment of the film because that's not what the film was about. The film was not about a mother projecting her own problems onto her daughter. If that had been the narrative, and I knew there would be some resolution to that, fine. But she was just a really poor character. Not badly written, she remained true to who she was throughout, but I just did not like her one little bit. I could not stand Laura as a protagonist. I didn't care what happened to her at the end. I wasn't bothered if her heart ached and she never found true love. May sound mean. Let's remember she's a work of fiction and is not a real person. Obviously, very well acted. Alexa PenaVega is in a lot of Hallmark films, and I think she is fantastic. But the character, no thank you. The dance sequences in this are pretty nice. There was one of them though where they basically showed the entire dance, and I don't like dance-based films when they're, constantly all about dancing in rehearsals. This one isn't. There's a lot of family time, a lot of the problems surrounding the construction work in the run-up to Christmas Eve. But there was this one montage of dancing and rehearsals that just went on forever. But aside from that, it's relatively well edited. The narrative does go from A to B pretty fluidly. Most of the characters I quite liked, and I really liked Ricardo. I thought he was a really reasonable character who didn't overreact to everything the way Laura did. If you can't tell, I really despise Laura as a character. I just think she's pretty selfish, self-centered, and hung up on the past. But she does learn, she does grow. The character does get treated the way she needs to be. Enchanted Christmas is not one I'll watch again, just because of how much the character annoys me. But looking at the narrative, the element of Christmas and some of the other characters. It's not a terrible film.